my setup is a Windows 7 operating system. I've already installed XAMPP. Now I've got 1.6.8 because that helps me with one of my websites, but any version will do. Now we're going to install WordPress 3.0.1. Okay, the first thing you need to do is go to the WordPress.org website and download the latest version. Now I tend to go for the .tar.gz and we'll save that. Save that somewhere on your local machine. Now I've got an external drive and I've got a downloads folder, and within that I've got WordPress. So just save that. Now this will take about a minute to download, so we'll come back to the video. Okay, so here we are, that's done, just about a minute. So we open up the folder and it comes in a compressed format there, so we'll extract all the folders and files there. Now this won't take long, so we will actually stay with this. As you can see there, the WordPress folder has been created. It's finished the decompression, and there's all the folders and the files that WordPress is. And we need to now copy these over into our website. Now I created a brand new website a little bit earlier before the video. I've called it WordPress Demo, and I've just got one page in there, an index page saying Hello World. Now I'm going to create a folder called Blog, and this is where we're going to place all the WordPress folders and files. We need to sort of copy and paste those over, or a nice little trick with Dreamweaver is that you can actually highlight all the folders and drag them over into the folder like so. If you can't do that, if you haven't got Dreamweaver, literally just copy and paste those folders into the actual blog, newly created blog folder. Next step now is to set up the database. WordPress will actually start requesting database details on the setup. So what you need to do is go into the browser and just type in localhost at the top there, and that will default to the XAMPP home screen. On the left hand side are some tools, and the one we're interested in here is this PHP MyAdmin. You click on that and this will hopefully open. Let's assume you've got to this stage. Now we've got to the database, click on the databases tab, and what we want to do is create a new database. So simply in the create new database area type in blog, because we're going to call our database blog. You create that. That's all done and dusted. So there you go, database has been created. Now what we need to do is we need to go back into localhost, and what we do, we'll type in our website name, WordPress Demo. As you can see, I've done this once or twice. So click on WordPress Demo because that is the name of our website, and there you've got the Hello World, which is what we had earlier. Okay, we set up earlier. Now in order to get the blogging part to work, or WordPress part to work, we'll go back into that and we'll type in here blog. Now as you know, that's the name of our folder that we created. No need to for anything else because it just defaults, and you get this screen and it says, gives you a little warning there, but don't worry about that at all. We need to create a configuration file. So click on that button, and what that does is tell you what it expects. Now we've got here database name, username, password and everything. That's what we were talking about earlier, where it does require all that information. So we'll click on the Let's Go button, and this is where you need to type in all that information. Now then, the database name is blog, which we created earlier, so we'll type that in now. The username, now if you've installed XAMPP before and you haven't adjusted any usernames or any passwords, the username is always root and the password is always blank. Okay, so we'll click on the blank and on the password, and the database host is localhost, so we'll stay there, and the table prefix is WP, obviously for WordPress. Now then, that will get us going on to the next stage. Okay, and once all that's passed, it says run the install, which we'll do. And this is where you start needing to type in a few more bits and bobs. Now your site title, call it whatever you want. I mean, I've called one blog before, but you could call it something like I don't know, WordPress demo, something like that. That's your name of the website. Username, keep to admin. The password, twice. Now that's something you need to remember. Now if you're the admin person here, you need to put in a password that you will remember. Now I'm just going to use one. I'm going to call it Fred Blogs. Make sure you type it in twice. Make sure it's Fred Blogs, not Joe Blogs, his long lost brother. And move on. And your email address, you can stick that as anything you want. So it's blah@hotmail.com. Obviously don't do blah, and just do the one that you want it to come back to. And install WordPress, and it goes off and starts installing after it's asked you to request that. So you say login bash, and that's it, done and dusted. You now have WordPress installed. So we'll log in with admin and Fred Blogs. It's a password. We'll click the remember me, do login, and there you go. There's WordPress all done and dusted, and it's got one little post on there, hello world. That is a default, and that is what is done by WordPress themselves. And that's it, WordPress is installed locally.